Good morning, everybody. It's me and my buddy Rhett, and we just finished a long ass video, like a hour and 20-minute video for this 3JS thing. The main thing is that like it's just some concepts that I've found very, very difficult. And the main thing is, I guess it's around dependencies. And I guess it makes sense because a lot of times, like the better that a system sort of abstracts away things, the less you understand it. I remember there was maybe a 1 or 2 year period where like Webpack was all the thing, like bundling, taking your code and bundling and all that was like all the rage. And everything, there's tutorials about it everywhere and all that, and then like it's just gone. Like it never happened. Um, and it's still used very heavily. It's just one of those things like you never have to think about it. So, unless you happen to be around at that time, you can't learn it. I suspect I missed the time like that for dependency injection. And so now I'm kind of playing catch up. So, anyways, I'm trying to get all the right words and get that going. I don't think very few people actually understand that stuff. So I'm trying to get better at understanding it. And then, like, fortunately, I have access to Carmen Jasmine at the time. Oh my gosh, did I screw things up? Um, I think my unit tests are probably going to stay running. Um, so fortunately, at this point in time, in March 29th, 2026, at this time, we are in a situation where, what is this? Um, we're in a situation where, okay, it's right here. Where Karma Jasmine, or where I can have Karma Jasmine and it works really well. It works as well as you could ever expect. It's integrated directly into in this older one, it was integrated directly into this application. I have kept the application, like I kept upgrading the application, and I think this is a perfect example of like there's a difference between like building an Angular 21 application and then it, upgrading an application to Angular 21. And I believe I started that one on Angular 18. And so an Angular 18, Karma Jasmine was just built into everything. And Angular 21, VITE is built in. Um, so it's different. It's not, that was an Angular 21 application that's different. So anyways, I don't remember, because I watched the video from last week yesterday. Oh, and I think, oh, that's right. Now I'm remembering. So let's do this. CD flashcard builder and npm start. So, I think all we did was sort of come to the conclusion that you don't really want to listen to something to data and then just update it to the screen directly. Like that's not a good idea. If you want to do that, then you should probably just set it up like this. Because I think we were dealing with another one of my freaking things that just shows up all the time, and that's the data updated before the screen can be updated or something like that error. So I had run into that last week, and I guess the final solution, because the video had gone just way too long, was to do this, to just directly put the service and all that. A lot of people do not like to have services accessed from their templates. So they want to make the services private so the template can't access all right, yeah, a service directly. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. But I believe we got this working, right? So allow this time. Hello. How are you? Won't you tell me your name? I say hello. How are you? So, yeah, that's that. As you see, the text is showing up and all that. So, I do think that this is exactly where I would want to stop it. Like I would, once this is working nicely, I would want to, um, I guess the one little thing I would like is if it just kept just the latest instead of everything. Um, so, and I think when we were coding this stuff, so and this turns off, right? Yep. So and it quit. So I do think one of the things that would be useful is um, instead of this signal being updated, it would probably be better to create like a I don't know how I should do that because basically what I really want to be able to just stop something right around here, not a little bit farther down the line. Maybe just kind of show like a little icon to the left as we're waiting for stuff, and then it fill out with whatever you said next, and maybe keep adding to a table or something like that. So, um, but we do know that does not make the application happy to do stuff um to like update this stuff straight in. So I'm not exactly sure what to do, but I don't even know what we're getting. So let's go back over here. And so right here, it's taking our transcript. It's basically joining everything together. And I think, see, this is our transcript, but this is the results. So I want to console log the results. And what's hard for me on this is that actually well, no. I'm probably going to shift over off of Chrome and onto Edge soon because I like the way Edge works better for this. But the way Edge works and the way Chrome works is going to change. No, I don't know. This one, it's definitely going to affect my other voice, say hello, but I don't think it's going to affect this one. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just console log our results though. Results. And then event dot results. And it's results, not result. It's weird. So F12. Wait for this thing to get done building. Did it finish? I guess it finished. All right, let's try this again. Hello, how are you? Won't you tell me your name? I say hello. All right. So results gives you a result list. So let's do that. Let's. It's kind of weird because oh, event. Yeah, that is so weird. Like this doesn't seem like this should work. It seems like what we want is console.log result list, comma event dot result dot list result result list. Is that what it was called? Let's see. We're looking for no. Oh, speech result. Okay, so this is of type speech results. Stop it. Um, okay, so actually, it's not a result list. This is the type. It's not what it is. So I think what that is this doing? Okay, so I was doing this wrong. Okay, so that's actually creating an array. Okay, so let's just do that. Um, const result array results array. So is equal to, and then and then and then console log. It'll be interesting to watch because it's really the same thing, right? It's just we array results array arrays are heavy, right? They have a ton of like functions. They're just a very robust. It's like a I don't know, like a semi truck, like a gigantic, huge thing that can, or maybe like one of those gigantic tractors or something. Whereas like results is doesn't have all the stuff that results array would have, so it's lighter and it has a smaller footprint. But here we turn it into a results array. So this is and that is like a very good way to create um memory leaks is like creating arrays out of things and then just not ever deleting the array. That happens all the time. I'm going to check to see if my YouTube video for 3JS worked. Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the Java. Yes, yes, sir. That worked. When I started, it was like my microphone was all the way up there. All right, so now I'm gonna try this again. Hello, what is your name? How are you doing? There we go. So this is our array. These are our results. As you can see, they lay out a lot better, right? So now we have our three results. Now, apparently each one of these has something in it, and it has this speech recognition alternatives with, and this is the object, and this is the what we care about, right? So I'm not worried about confidence. I'm really only caring about um, what it is, at least at this point. But anyways, so let's do this. So now we have our results array. So I want to iterate over each one of them. I like that word. I've always liked that word. I don't know why. Results array dot for each. So for every result, we have, and we are going to get a result. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just going to tell it it's an any. And then console log. And I know we can also get access by just adding this to the index. And I believe that's a number. And I guess it's better just to call that an index since we're all adults here, we'll call it an index. Index, comma, result. So we're just trying to get a better feel for this. And I know that like when I try to work with this is like the fifth voice application that I've worked on now. And I remember when I first started working on it, it was absolutely ludicrous how confused I was getting. Hello, how are you? What is your name? All right. So now we have our result. Did it not go in? Oh no, yeah, no, here's the index and here's the value. So I kind of spoke really quickly. What is your name? I thought I said hello, how are you? What is your name? Oh, hello, how are you? And so like I'm pretty sure that in what's it called? Edge, it would give me a capital H, comma, how are you? and a question mark. But anyway, so here are our two things. So I think at this one, I think this signal that we're using, let's see what it's called. Voice result signal. Okay, so it looks like, okay, yeah, it's a single result. So, and I think it's the last one, right? So let's say, okay, const last result. And we're just going to make that an empty string. And then I'm going to say, I guess we'll just say, probably the easiest way to do this will go like this, actually. Okay, actually, we kind of, I'm going to try to use the words that my boss uses, and we're going to add a guard here. And like at school, they'd probably call this a conditional, um, but a lot of people call that a guard because it like kind of checks against things. So if the results array dot length is greater than 0, so I think the array from events result will always at least return an empty array. A lot of times you want to do this question. You can in TypeScript you can do this. I don't think you can do that in JavaScript, but in TypeScript you can. And it'll create a bunch of JavaScript that just makes sure that the result array exists. And then last result, and this is like, um, oh, that should be a let. And this is an old school sort of trick. This used to be, we didn't used to have near the operators and stuff to um, work with, um, we didn't have like all these like operators to operate on arrays. So you used to have to do it this way. Results array dot length minus 1. And then it's dot transcript. Now, I don't know. Oh, no. Okay. Type is unknown. All right. So what I guess asked, okay, const result is equal to, and then result. I still think it'll be broken. The transpiler is not going to like this. And I think it's what I'm going to have to do is go like this as, no, I think I can just do this, colon any. And then that's last result. And I want to, instead of publishing the whole transcript, I want to publish the last result. All right, let's try this. Hello, how are you? What is your name? So it doesn't look like we're getting a last result. What is happening here? F12. Okay, so it doesn't, I guess maybe I'm not getting my last result. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on. I do like how all that works though. Console log. Last result. The last result. No, 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 no. Last result. All right, let's try that. Hello. Okay, so last result is undefined. So something is going wrong. Wrong again, Aaron. last result. So we're gonna see if we're getting in here and see what happens. What happened? So this result. So we have 5 entries. So this we're getting the very last entry. So let's see what result is. The only reason I put the break there is because you never can tell if it ends up breaking this. So we have a result. Okay, so that is weird. So it's result 0. Okay, so I'm going to go to this, come here, I'm going to clear this in the console, and I'm just going to type in result. And that will tell me what's in that array. So result dot. So it's like you want result 0 dot transcript. So, or are you results? I feel like the best way to do this, I don't, I just really cannot stand. So this is, what is this? This is a speech recognition result. Mm, bum, 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 bum. Result recognition. So this is our result array. This is where we get our last result. But this isn't really okay, so 0, I guess we want to do. No, because it's not an array. Well, it is weird. So it's not an array. Okay, result. What's it called again? Speech recognition result. SR results for speech recognition result. And that's in an any. And then I feel like you should be able to do that. 0. So it does not like this, right? It doesn't like that, but I probably can say as any. And just force it to be an any. So now SR result. So we're forcing it to be an array. Now we can also, I think we can even do this. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it. I think I can say array dot from, which is a lot more expensive than what we're doing here. Now who knows? It may not actually be because there's just no telling what they're doing. Array from that, and then okay, I just got really confused. As any. Okay, so we're taking an array, and this is that, and that's that. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so I think that works. So we're just going to go with this, and then I'll try to sort of make it a little bit more understandable. Let's get rid of this so it can rebuild. I don't know if it did rebuild or not. Looks like it did this time. All right. Hello. How are you? What is your name? Okay, so that's a lot better, right? Because it just tells you the last thing. But I think it would be a lot better if we have like this is the current, right? So I think it's better if we do like this. Like so this is just going to be a one column table, so I'm not worried about alignment or anything like that. Um, and we're just going to put this in here. Actually, I guess we want it to be a two column. Control V. And then I guess we just want to say current value. Or latest, actually. Last. Okay. I misspelled last, I guess. I guess we need to add a little bit of padding. Not padding, but probably margin. Yeah, I think that's better. Probably need to bold this. Oops. Control B. So, man, just decades ago, I used to use this IDE called Home Site. And yeah, it's probably been like literally not even in this millennium. I don't even think I used it in this millennium. But in that, you could hit Control B and it would um, bold it. So it would add like a strong or a bold around it. At first, it was bold of B's, but then it changed it to strong after a while. But it would just do that for you. And I still, to this day, decades later, still use it, and it makes the nav over here go away. It's kind of funny. Okay, so that's cool. Um, so that's cool. That's very cool. All right. So the other thing that would be kind of nice is if we um, populated an array, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like one of the things that's weird is that when you try to publish changes with signals, it will um, it doesn't see the changes to objects. Like it doesn't see that, oh, I used to have three things, now I have four things. But since this is actually changing, if the last has changed, then it'll update the object. And it would be kind of cool to iterate over those. And I guess I was thinking, oh, I'm going to need that in my application, but now that I think about it, I really don't. Um, so what we want to do now is come over here, and I think what we want to do, I'm kind of on a little bit off the deep end here. Okay, so this is kind of a bummer because yeah, we kind of need to do a map. And I guess the map, instead of, so this is going to map and it's going to return all those transcript. But I wonder, actually, let's do this. So if we don't do the join, I believe that's just going to return an array. Transcripts. Scripts. Okay. Let's get rid of the other console logs because I think we have this last thing done. Man, I think we're really close to having something that would be nice. Probably should make it like an actual, I don't know. I guess I want to make it like an actual Angular material table, but probably be a lot harder to set up the data and everything. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't think it's worth it for this part. Maybe, yeah, it's not even worth it because it's gonna be a lot of work for no value, just to look nicer. But it will look nicer, and that's what you want. I mean, it is a lot of times it's very important to look nice. All right, so yeah, this I guess recognize text is this thing. Yeah, so we have a different one here. So that's good. So we're getting like an array, and it probably would be kind of cool just to have that array just print out. So that's cool. I think this is awesome though. Like right now, I mean, you just really that is working. I think actually this wouldn't even be a bad point to um, actually do like a commit and make this like a starter branch. Like this is a branch if you start it like in the future when I'm starting a new project, this would be a great place to start probably. It's kind of weird though, because like I'll remember it different than what I would create. I would remember like, oh, this used to work. Oh, I set something up and it has this, that, and this and that. And I guarantee it's not going to have all the things that I think it has. So, anyways, but this is pretty cool. And it would be pretty easy to be like, okay, question, answer, this, that, up, down. Oh, I want to move a ball around. Just all kinds of stuff. But, ooh, my granddaughter's sounding ticked off out there. See, what is the temperature? It's 54 degrees, so it's probably a little cold to take her outside, but um, I'm going to, let me get this thing here. Oh, no, not that thing. This thing here. And I want to have another signal and writable signal, signal voice string signal. It is so weird that they don't call this writable signal. They call it signal. Okay, so I have a recognition state and a result signal and transcripts. Voice recognition. I do think that it probably is, I don't know. It kind of seems like a bad idea to not, is that spelled right? I stink at spelling. Um, um, string. So this thing sends out a string. So this start is initialized with an empty array. So I think we're actually going to get a brand new array because so maybe I won't have any issues with it updating because this by its nature will create a brand new piece of memory. So it's going to be this dot voice. It is so nice to have um to actually be coding, right? Like it's just been like just a disaster in these little projects that I've been working on. Um, Now, one of the things that is kind of weird is the build. I think I added build routines that are like not really like if from a starter, you probably, so in my starter one, I'll probably remove all these build, I like email and all of these things because probably shouldn't be. in the starter, or maybe I'll have them, but they'll be blank or something. Um, I don't know, but because I do want like basically what I would like to do at this point is I feel like we're very close to having something that would just be a great place to start all new projects for that are going to do continuous voice recognition. This feels like we're very, very close to the right place. Um, okay, so this is a different signal, right? This is the voice transcripts signal, and it should set all the transcripts for the voice. So I'm just going to first test it here. I'm going to grab this right here. And then I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go here. F12. Hello. How are you? Won't you tell me your name? I say hello. How are you? Will you jump in the game? On da 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 da. Oh da 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 da. So like the way our app is going to work is like this. It's going to be like hello. I mean, it's going to be like question. How many cows are in the field? Answer. 100. So, like that's kind of like the general idea, but like different things will pop up. Like if you say question and answer and then stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. Pretty excited about it. And I guess maybe it makes sense to iterate. Let's try this. What is it? How do you do ng force? I've been doing a lot of Angular at work lately. So we're on Angular 9. So the way you do ng4 is different over there. I think it was like now it's like okay, it's not percentage. I don't think it's hash. Maybe it's percent. Yeah. Do I have anything in here? No. Can't believe I can't remember it. And I don't really have a good. See, this is when back in the day you would be like, oh, I guess we can turn that off. So back in the day you'd be like, you'd have a piece of paper, like we'd have these laminated papers that had all these little shortcuts and stuff on them. And maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to go back to that. Um, but what is it? Percentage number? Is it hash? It's not actually. I think it's at. It's actually at 4. Um, actually in the totally wrong place. I think it was at. Let's just do this. Let's do it here. At 4. Is that how you do that? I don't know. Okay, how do you do a for loop in Angular 21? Man, is it time for Angular 22 yet? I wonder. Okay, how do you do a for loop? A template for loop in Angular 21. 17 is where, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, at 4. Yeah, new way. So at 4, and then that, okay, so I did do that right. Okay, so now it's, the name of this thing is going to be a transcript, right? Transcript, and then of this. I don't even know if you can do this. You may not even be able to do this. We'll see. And then track, and then index. I think you can do index. I by index, by dollar index. There we go. And then transcript. And we will try again. Try again. So it's weird that it didn't reload. All right, let's put some divs around this so that they go on their own line. Because I don't know exactly how this thing is not rebuilding. And let's get rid of this one up here. There we go. Oh, wow. So yeah, I kept that in memory and everything. All right, so basically, it's almost like a time. It would be good to put like a little timestamp in this other one. So I'm just going to do like TD. In here, we're going to say call span 2. That's like another thing. Is just like back in the day, um, previous. Back in the day, it was just like this was just such a um, um, such an absolute. Or you used to work on tables so much, like hours and hours and hours and hours of tables. So it's kind of hard to empathize with people. Um, like if you didn't spend hundreds of hours, it's hard to kind of tease out like the stuff that you learned, um, because you just spent hours and hours on that, and then stuff that's just obvious. Um, and then there's also going to be weird ass stuff that seems normal to you that is definitely not normal. TD. And for now, I'm just going to have it do the index. That's probably actually what I want to do now that I think about it. I kind of have a hoarse voice because last night both my sons, it's been like probably 10 years since I could say this, but both my sons were, they have a band and they were they did a concert last night and a gig last night, and that was so fun. So, so that is that. Looks like we are, um, and I don't think that should, I guess it should be current. I wonder, would that have worked? Would this work? Will it keep working even? Will it? Will it? Will it work? Will it work? No. Okay, so it gave me a new stuff. So it couldn't keep the um old, like once we changed the actual data that was coming in, it didn't keep the old data anymore, which that's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting thing. Okay, current message, or current MSG. I think that's good. I think that's good. What do you think? And now let's try this exact same thing, but in Edge, and see what we get. See if it still works. I think it's, see, we're back. This was a normal feature of being a developer um, in the 90s. Like now you got to go try it in a different browser. Um, Hello, how are you? See, it's not even working. Oh, maybe. Hello, Luke. How are you? Hello. I said hello, and it says hello, Luke. How are you? So, but as you notice, there's like all kinds of of punctuation and all that, which is really good for half of it, right? So it's like it's really great for the question. So like if we were doing my thing where it's like, do we lose everything, I wonder? Hello, how are you? Oh yeah. Oh, so that's why it refreshed because we actually get rid of the old stuff. Um, but like for this question, answer. See, Chrome is better for that, right? So if I've never actually tried to at one time. Question, answer. See, that's better. That's better. And I was actually curious. So if it's not, oh no, so it's listening even though it's not the focus. So that's good to know. Oh, you know how like in Chrome now you can drag and have two things at the same time. I was going to try to do that with this, but and it would have been kind of cool to have it. See, it's kind of neat, right? Because we have two browsers side by side, and they're both listening. But yeah, so like if you say question. See if you note the question is different. So like for the question and answer part of the commands, Chrome is actually a better fit for me because it just gives you the pure raw data. But for the actual questions and answers, Edge is better for me because it adds in the the punctuation and capitalization. So that's going to be a thing. Um, but I don't think and it's weird because look at that, it put a period on that one. Like every once in a while, it just decides, oh no, it's not. Why did I think I saw a period? Okay, that's weird. Okay. Um, but anyways, yeah, now let's try let's try a session in Edge, right? Question, how you doing? Answer, great. So actually, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. Boom and boom. We're just going to start from scratch. I'm going to turn both on. I'm not going to say a word until I have them both on. Question. What's up? Answer. Nothing. So interestingly, Edge just didn't even know what to do with what's up, and Chrome got it wrong. So let's try it again. Question. What is going on? Answer. Nothing. So that's pretty awesome. So, but as you see, and it was wild because I actually wondered what would happen if she actually said an English word while I was doing this. And she did say hello while I was doing this, and it did not catch it. So I don't know that it can understand animals if they're talking. So I have an animal in this room that talks. I mean, what a crazy coincidence that is, right? Like there's this person doing research and analysis on voice recognition, and they happen to be in the room with a parrot that's talking while they're doing it, but it does not seem to be able to recognize her voice. So maybe there's something about a human voice that it can that it can hear or something that it can't hear on an animal voice. But anyways, but as you can see, what's going on now, I do think this is like I need to clean this code up, um, and then branch it. I need to clean this code up, do a commit, branch it into like the because I do think this is a great starting spot. Like if somebody was like in a school or something like that and they wanted to make a quick little project that does that does voice recognition. It is a bit abstract because it is an Angular. It would be kind of nice if this was just in pure JavaScript, but it's an Angular. And then second of all, it doesn't actually process in the in here any of this information. It just prints it out. So, and that there could be some fairly interesting challenges for that. But anyways, I do think we made really great progress. Anyway, and happy coding, everybody. Bye.